Another Pokemon video? Am I turning into Man JTV?
Greetings, Spooky fans!
Okay, look. I planned to make a video on this game after my Chaos Wars video, but some things came up, and then I ended up pushing it back, and then I did a triple soul link, and I ended up pushing it back even more, and now I'm here doing this. But yes, I did want to take a look at this game because, as it says in the title, you probably forgot about this game, or have never even heard about it in the first place. And that is totally understandable because this game didn't really sell too well, and I don't expect you to know about a game that didn't really sell too well, so, you know. Bring bro with me. Yo, stop, what you doing? What you doing? Stop, what you doing, man? Come on, man. What you doing, man? Why you doing that to my guy, man? Oh, nah, bro. So yeah, while researching for this video, I tried to find the exact sales numbers for this game in the US, and I didn't. But I did manage to find these sales numbers for this game in Japan on Bulbapedia. Thanks, by the way. And the game sold a little under 350K. Which is pretty low for Pokemon standards. I don't make games, I don't sell games obviously, so I don't know if this is a good number, but to me 350K sounds like a lot. But then again, this is also Pokemon we're talking about, so I can see, you know what I'm saying. What I mean by that is Pokemon Crystal, for example, which is a game I only ever heard good things about, sold 3.9 million copies, and that's the lowest selling mainline game. I'm just gonna cut in real quick. This is me editing the video, trying to do a little fact check on the sales numbers of this game. I don't think it's 3.9 million, bro. So if I scroll down here for the sales, it says 6.4 million units sold worldwide. And honestly, the website I found before said 3.9 million units sold worldwide. I'm not sure which one to believe. Either way, I think this game is still the lowest selling mainline game because this is really scuffed. But I found a different website that says best selling Pokemon video games worldwide as of December 2022. Which is, it's 2023 right now, but I think it still applies. The lowest selling game right here is Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon at 9 million copies, and this one is 6.4 million units copies. So I mean, put 2 and 2 together, I think this is the lowest selling mainline game. I don't know. I'll kill you! Despite that, this game has extremely good reviews and is critically acclaimed.
Let's get it, bro.
So why did it sell poorly? Well, I don't know either, but I have a few ideas. As a youngin', I remember watching this commercial on TV when I was a kid, and I thought the game looked like trash, I'll be honest. But could you blame me, though? I mean, okay, most kids who play Pokemon, would they want to go from this to this?
I can't tell if this matchup is even more annoying than Genji versus Drunky.
And, you know, it doesn't really help that Pokemon Conquest came out during the 5th generation of Pokemon games, being Pokemon Black and White. Games that I recall not being very well, received upon release. You know, ice cream Pokemon, literal garbage. A couple months pass and Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 come out. Now all the attention is put onto the 2 mainline games, and Pokemon Conquest is left in the dust. Now this is a tale as old as time. When a new Pokemon game releases, it gets plenty of hate, and as the years go by, people come to realize how good they had it and start loving the game. The same thing happened for Gen 5, and I only hear good things about these games nowadays. So as Gen 5 is now widely loved by the community, surely Pokemon Conquest would also... No. Pokemon Conquest is still, left in the dust. But not to me. As for some odd reason, this game has kind of always stuck with me. Don't know why. The only thing I could really recall from this game was a historical Japanese setting with Pokemon, which Pokemon Arceus would do many years later. And you know what? It's probably not because of that. It's probably because I saw this game a lot in GameStop and just never got it. Bruh. But, I think it's time I finally play this game and see what I was really missing out on all those years ago. I feel like I have to say this because I didn't do this last time, but yes, there will be spoilers, bro. In this video, bro. About the game's plot, bro. I didn't say this for my Chaos Wars video because I just kind of assumed that nobody would want to play that game for obvious reasons.
Perfume de Zigitaris.
Anyways, boot up the game. Wait like 30 seconds for the cool intro cutscene. Very cool, by the way. Then press start and... Okay, we have a big problem here. Is it just me or the head of the male character is a little too small for his body? The female counterpart looks normal, but this guy's head is just so small. But what is wrong with his head? Oh, whatever. And the game begins with us spawning in the Kingdom of Aurora. I'm not kidding. I don't know how to explain it. You just kind of spawn in. What you looking at, bro? What is this? Right after, we see a girl kind of just staring at us until she gets startled by 3 little kids. One of them is talking about how I'm the new warlord of Aurora, and the other 2 are talking about how rare having an Eevee is. And then a weird zoom out, and okay, never mind, that's why over there. 2 hooligans, you heard me, came from a kingdom close by to challenge me to a battle, and okay, we're already getting straight to it, wow. But before we actually start, you know, boxing, The girl who was staring at me from before decides to jump in and help out and, you know, give some basic instruction how to play the game. Like moving and attacking, you know, the basics. So after beating those guys, she introduces herself as Oichi and asks whether I would like to have her in my army. And I kind of wanted to see what would happen if I said no. But I didn't because I'm an upstanding individual.
There we go.
Teaming is not good! Teaming is not good!
We then get a cutscene that talks about Ransei, the region of this game. Ransei is a region where many warriors live and also happen to have the ability to communicate with Pokemon without words. That's crazy. There's a legend that goes way back in Ransei that if one warlord can conquer the 17 kingdoms of Ransei, the Pokemon that created Ransei will show itself to that person.
Yo, we're making a hell.
And because of this legend, there are many fights between kingdoms to rule all over Ransei, and the fights have finally gotten close to where we are. Me, where I am, being Aurora. Do you see how ugly that map looks? Is that a Pokeball, bro?
What's up?
Anyways, after a little training sesh, some dude from the kingdom of Ignis, the kingdom above us that just invaded us, named Hideyoshi, is kind of heated that he lost someone with 5 minutes playtime. I don't blame him. And now he wants to take over Aurora because of that. But instead of worrying about that, I just go back to my kingdom and keep on training. Because, I mean, I unlocked a new training area. I mean, what's stopping me from just grinding up even more? So when training in this game, you don't really level up, but you increase the link percentage with your Pokemon. You increase the link with your Pokemon from battling, and then when you do that, the stats will go up for your Pokemon. So it's kind of like leveling, but, you know, just put in a different way. Unlike the regular Pokemon games where there's 6 different categories of stats, there's only 5 in this game. There's actually 6, but I don't really count the 6th one. It's like whatever to me.
The toothbrush up the ass.
The stats in this game are HP, attack, defense, speed, and range. And the other stat is energy, but I already said, bro, I don't count that, bro. HP, attack, and defense are pretty obvious to what you would expect, but speed works differently in this game because, you know, this is a strategy RPG game. If it worked like how it did in Pokemon, that'd be a little, you know what I'm saying. The speed stat is actually how well you can dodge attacks and land attacks, okay? The higher it is, the better you can dodge and hit targets. The lower it is, you know what it is. Energy is like a stat booster. This arrow right here, you see this right here? It goes up, the stats go up. It goes down, the stats go down. That's about it. Every Pokemon has one move and is locked to that one move and the range of that one move. Okay. Some moves will have different ranges and some moves will have certain effects like burn, freeze, paralysis. Pokemon stuff, you know what it is. But you can also knock Pokemon backwards with certain moves like an extra strategy RPG thing.
What are you doing, man?
What you looking at? What is this? Just a little, you know, extra gameplay explanation. But I think the game was trying to tell me to take action because those 3 kids came back and they pretty much said to me, hey, I know you're training a lot, but you know you should probably fight the other kingdoms so the game can progress. And Oichi agrees with that and says, I was gonna do a girl voice, but I don't know if I want to do it, bro. She says, yeah, we should go do that. That's what she says. And we show up to this guy's kingdom, and the terrain looks kind of crazy. There's lava that only fire types can walk through. There's fire pillars that block off areas, but also disappear after a certain amount of time. Rocks dropping on my head. And this is something that actually shows up a lot in this game, but... well, not the fire, but, you know, I'll get to that later. But, yeah, you know, I just drop off this guy, and he swears he'll be back to find the legendary Pokemon. Good luck, bro.
It's not even that bad.
Oichi congratulates me and then talks about gaining allies in the future, but she doesn't really know how to get them. Until this guy, his name is Keiji, pops out of nowhere, and then he shows us how to get some allies. We march into Ignis and go to what would usually be the trading area to find a new warrior. Keiji explains that some warriors aren't with any armies, so while you can beat another kingdom to get their warriors to convert over to your side, you can also find warriors just chilling in these areas sometimes. So to recruit a free warrior, you either need to defeat that warrior's Pokemon in 4 turns, defeat them with a super effective move, or defeat them without any of your Pokemon taking any damage. There are certain free warriors that have certain conditions in order to be recruited, but I don't think I ever ran into that in all of my time playing, surprisingly. With all that said, Keiji just disappears, and we go into that area and recruit Takatora. And that is the last time I will ever say his name. And look who shows up again. I mean, like, what do you want, bro? In my honest interpretation of what these kids said. Nice job on getting this kingdom, but there are 2 others next to you, and they don't seem to want to fight anyone. You should, you know what I'm saying, jump them. And jump them I did. And I even got some of those kingdoms warriors to convert over to my army as well. And I learned that you can only have a party of 6 per kingdom. So if you have excess warriors, you can send them to other kingdoms that you have control over, and they can just chill there. At this point, we learned some extra mechanics of the game, like delegating tasks to warriors in other kingdoms so they have something to do, and linking with Pokemon, which I will now explain after delegation, baby. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. With delegation, you can give your extra warriors something to do in those kingdoms that they are just chilling in. And there are 3 things they can do. Those 3 things being training, searching, and developing. and if I'm going to be honest, I only ever use training. Training increases the strength of Pokemon, which is pretty good for getting weaker Pokemon to get stronger. Searching helps you find more Pokemon and warriors to be recruited. And developing is, I have no idea. I'll be honest, I didn't use it. I don't know. Linking with Pokemon is how you catch new Pokemon in this game. Linking is pretty much finding a Pokemon and then playing Taiko with them. Every warrior slash warlord has a different capacity of how many Pokemon they can link with, and it just makes it so you're not locked to only using one Pokemon per person. That being said, each warrior is I'm just gonna say trainer. Each trainer has a type specialty, and you really want to link them with the type of Pokemon they're actually good with. If you do that, the link percentage will be higher, and if it's higher, that means that the Pokemon has a higher skill cap, you could say. The best way to describe it is if a Pokemon has 50% link, it can only keep getting stronger until 50%. After that, it will gain no more link percentage. Well, if a Pokemon has, like, let's say 80%, it will keep getting stronger until it reaches 80%. Makes sense? I hope it does. I didn't mention it before, but there's another mechanic called Warrior Skills, which is pretty much a special ability that every warrior has. Very useful if you need to turn the tides of battle. But I actually usually forget to use these because, I'm just like that, bro. Okay, I just talked a lot about the gameplay, so let me rewind a bit back to the plot. Because I actually just talked about some gameplay mechanics that haven't been introduced yet, so let me go back.
Bro, fucking,
There's a cutscene after defeating those two kingdoms with me and Oishi looking at the stars in broad daylight. And she tells me that Ransei is at the brink of destruction. That's crazy. On the other side of the map, there's a warlord named Nobunaga who is planning to conquer all of Ransei and meet the legendary Pokemon himself so he can destroy Ransei. Oichi comes up with the idea to meet the legendary Pokemon before he does. Yeah, it's a solid idea. And in order to do that, we need allies. Also solid.
Wow, this is a lot of cheese. You don't need this much cheese. Don't use this much cheese.
And we can actually do that by conquering the kingdoms ahead. Sounds like a solid plan. For a shorter version of what I just said, conquer all the kingdoms and meet Arceus before the bad guy does. Yeah, that's it. I actually beat the 3 kingdoms after this cutscene because I felt like explaining the gameplay before the story. Questionable decision? I don't know. Cut me some slack. So I tried to head over to the next kingdom, but he calls me too weak. Bro, what are you talking about? So he sends me back to my own kingdom. Okay. Then a group of people from that kingdom invade me to test if I got what it takes to really fight the warlord. And then I dropped those guys off. But hey, check it out. I'm evolving into... I don't even know what's happening anymore. Then I go back, and then I drop off the warlord. And then the warlord from the other kingdom wants to join now. And now my army is really strong. I don't even know what just happened, but... hey, I'll take it.
I'm telling y'all. That's not too much cheese.
To celebrate conquering half of Ransei, we have a little picnic because, we're all happy. 7 out of 14, we're getting there.
what advertisement?
And then Nobunaga TPs to us, and that's her brother? Well, he challenges me to try and take down his kingdom, and he just kind of leaves after that. Yeah. And now that's what I would consider the end of the tutorial of the game. By this point, you know how to play the game, and you know what you need to do in order to beat the game. I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't consider the halfway point of the game as the tutorial, but I did, and honestly, I don't think I'm wrong for thinking so, because there's still half a region to conquer. But this game is a lot more complicated than I thought. There are a lot of mechanics that I did not expect to be in this game. I was kind of expecting Fire Emblem for babies, but instead, it was more like Fire Emblem for children. That's a joke. That's a joke. You see, what isn't a joke is that this game is Nobunaga's Ambition, but for babies. As this game is actually a bit of a spin-off of Pokemon and Nobunaga's Ambition, which is why Nobunaga is actually in this game. Would you look at that? So I have no idea about Nobunaga's Ambition at all. It's probably about his ambition to conquer things. I'm just assuming here. But I took a look at the Wikipedia. It's a strategy game, one of the first of its kind. And then I ended up looking up some gameplay about it on YouTube, and what am I even looking at? So can you really blame me for saying that Pokemon Conquest is this game, but for babies?
Okay, it's a little bit too much cheese, but not that. It's not.
So progressing through the game at this point should be pretty easy. You should start to see some of your Pokemon evolve because they're either reaching a certain link percentage or, evolving in other interesting ways. But back to the game. Yeah, the game becomes pretty easy from this point on. You just go from kingdom to kingdom, dropping off warlords and then recruiting them, and then making your army even stronger. It doesn't help that the game gives you 3 stones to give you options as to what EV evolution you want. And I'm just saying, the main character and Oichi are very strong. The main character is the main character, strong by default. But Oichi is strong, well, not because of the Jigglypuff, bro, but because of one of the types that she specializes in, which is Dragon. And Dragon types are really good in this game, and on top of having a healing warrior skill, bro, it's too much, bro. It's too much. Just because it was easy doesn't make it any less enjoyable, though. It could be like capturing all the flags before the enemy team does, hitting balls, moving tombstones, gear grinding.
Fuck is a clean clan?
Every kingdom had something that went along with its typing and its warlord. And I don't think I ever mentioned the art in this game, but I really like the art style of this game. I thought it gave the characters a lot more, well, character. But I will say that some of the Pokemon designs look really crazy and a bit, can we just say weird? Like, some of them look really cool and fit with the game, and some of them look just weird. I don't know how else to describe it. This Emboar looks like it's about to sit on someone. Golbat looks, interesting. Looking like a Gen 1 sprite. What's up? What's up? Darumaka looks like it's, I don't even know what to say here. Bro, Beartic looks like an isosceles triangle. What is that, bro? For the most part, I like the art of this game. It's very good, very cool, very steek. So to skip ahead a bit, wait, is that the same guy? He got some new clothes and a mustache. No, anyways. Next thing you know, I ran through all these kingdoms like nothing, and now I'm standing here in front of the last kingdom. Pretty fast, huh? I also thought that I reached the final kingdom pretty fast as well when I was playing this game. Thought I was a speedrunner for a second.
I'm done for. I'm done. I'm done.
Where are you? Where are you? I'm coming in.
I'm done.
But now we're here before Nobunaga to take this guy down. Nobunaga was always pretty scary to me. It was mostly because of his Zekrom behind him. I mean, this wasn't hard to see coming. You can see in the cover art of the game. You also see him have one when he crashes the picnic and hovering over his kingdom. It's right there, bro. And it's actually pretty tough here. I lost my first attempt fighting him here. My team had a severe electric type weakness, but I thought I could brute force my way through this. But, you know, that didn't work, so it got me to have a week to use a Dragonite to fight back against Nobunaga's Zekrom and change up my entire team in order to beat him. Yeah, that took a while. But after beating Nobunaga, all he does is laugh at me. Like, bro, what are you laughing at, bro? Upon doing so, beams of light shoot from all the kingdoms into the kingdom where Nobunaga used to rule, Dragnar. It's called that because everyone here spams dragons. Re-entering the kingdom, we see a new area called the Infinite Tower, with a silhouette of a mysterious Pokemon. I wonder what that Pokemon could, you know, be, creating everything. I took the same team that I beat Nobunaga with because this team is stacked, not gonna lie, and headed off into the Infinite Tower, and oh my god, I can't believe the legendary Pokemon is Arceus. Okay, this was obvious. Everything was hinting towards this, including myself in the beginning of this video. Remember that? Okay, first, the game says that a legendary Pokemon created the entire region. And you know what Pokemon could do that? Groudon, baby! Okay, that's a joke. That's a joke. The actual map of the region is a dead giveaway to who it is. As you fill in more of the map by conquering more kingdoms, the map starts to look like Arceus. Arceus really made a region shaped as Arceus. That's crazy. My bad, I got scared. And I guess it's time to play some Taiko with Arceus. Oh my god, oh, that was nothing. What just happened? I link with Arceus now and it tells me that it is the creator of this world. You know, that's pretty obvious, god of Pokemon. But check it out, Arceus says it's been waiting for me. Oh my god, can you believe it? Arceus, the god of Pokemon, has been waiting for a person like me? Go in with the sword, bro! Go in with the sword, Ethan! Go with the sword!
Bro, chill.
But Nobunaga expected this and spawned camp with a bunch of warlords to take out me and Arceus. Where did he find a shiny Rayquaza? What happened to his Zekrom? Here he reveals his true intention to defeat the legendary Pokemon and bring destruction to Ransei for all our sakes. Who is he talking about? I thought this fight was gonna be pretty tough because, you know, when Arceus attacked, that damage was not as good as I thought. Bro. Luckily, Arceus is not as weak as when you fight it. Arceus is actually like really strong, but I guess the damage is toned down against the player because this was really easy. All I did was spam Judgment.
Coming crazy.
After defeating Nobunaga, he explains his reasoning to Oichi. The actual reason this time. For years, many warriors fought battles in hopes of meeting his legendary Pokemon. But in this pursuit of the legendary Pokemon, trainers would start treating their Pokemon like tools instead of partners. Shout out to Paul. Nobunaga's goal, or Nobunaga's ambition, was to prove that he was the strongest warrior in Ransei and that all the fighting would stop because of that. Because this legendary Pokemon exists, many people would do many things just to see it. And even if they did see it, the power would probably get to their head. So Nobunaga felt the need to destroy Arceus to return Ransei to what it once was. But he also recognizes that I have retained my clarity even before meeting Arceus, and that I may be the chosen one, because I am. Oh my god, you didn't see what he's doing! You know what he's doing! Arceus speaks to both of us and recognizes the love of Ransei we both have. and entrusts his future to us, and then speaks directly to me, saying that I'm still young and I will not see it again, bro, until I am worthy of Arceus. What does that mean? What animal is that? After all that, all the kingdoms get returned to the original owners, with many warlords coming together to create rules protecting the Pokemon of Ransei. Everybody congratulates me and goes back to their own kingdoms, but Oichi decides she would like to stay with me. And with that, Ransei is returned to what it once was, and Nobunaga looking down from the Infinite Tower, smiling at what Ransei has become. What is he still doing up there, actually? And the credits roll. A very short game, but short and sweet. It still bugs me what Arceus had said, though. I mean, what does Arceus mean by being worthy? The game is already over. What do you mean this story? Stories of all the warriors? Oh, this is even bad. It's only a few. I'll just do them right now. And that right there was the beginning to my descent into madness. No, not really. But this right here is where the majority of my playtime came from. Okay, now look, let me make this clear, okay? I am pretty sure that you're not supposed to grind out this part of the game. I only did it because I wanted to make a video on this game, and I have a really slow video making process. But because I did that, my experience with the post game might be, you know, a little different than someone else who didn't play 8 hours a day. Like Oichi said, these side stories pretty much touch upon life after the player returns all the castles or what happened before the player did so. Some of these stories go over little conflicts between warlords, like who is the strongest or who is the prettiest. Getting back to it, I first started with the mission with the lowest amount of stars. I mean, easiest first, right? And it was really easy. It was simple. Conquer 3 other kingdoms with a really overpowered Scizor. Really easy to do. But this gave me the wrong idea for what I was getting myself into. At the time, I just thought, hey, all I really need to do is beat these 8 side stories and I can get Arceus. But I was wrong about how long it would take. After beating the first side story, the page went from 1 out of 1 to 1 out of 4. So counting up all the side stories, it was actually 33 that I would have to beat for Arceus. If you look at my win streak in this game, I don't even have a win streak. It's just an L streak.
Same.
I like let me check this out. Bro, I just want Arceus, bro. Okay, well, if every mission was like the one I just did, I can get Arceus pretty fast. He sold his soul. The second mission that I took up was probably the worst one I could have chosen second. The reason for that is because I thought every mission was going to go by really fast because of the first one I played. The objective of the mission that I took up was collect 100 Pokemon. 100? See, to collect Pokemon, you need to either recruit a warrior or link with Pokemon. 100 Pokemon. Oichi did say that the Pokemon you linked with during the main story will still be there, but their link percentage will be lowered, so not overpowered, you know, just for game balance. I see your chucks, I see the chucks.
Alright, bro, this is like...
You didn't like your chucks. I did it eventually, but I realized something deadly. That this was not going to be easy. There were 33 side stories, and the first story that I did was bait. I said before that the first half of the game was the tutorial. But that was also bait. The entire story was a tutorial, bro. The real game starts after you beat all 33 of these side stories, and then you can play the game, bro. Look, I ended the main playthrough at around 12 hours. A bit short for a game, I would say. But I beat all these side stories around 112 hours, which is a lot of time. A lot of time. Okay, there were 33 missions, and there were 4 kinds of missions you could have gotten. Unify the nation, collecting a certain amount of Pokemon, befriending a certain amount of warlords, and beating Nobunaga before a certain time. Collecting 100 Pokemon is not fun at all. I mean, at some point, I was going around with any random warrior to try and link with any trash Pokemon that I saw in sight. And then there's the missions where you have to recruit 40 warriors? Like, why? Okay, it's a lot less time consuming. I felt the same way with unifying the nation and taking down Nobunaga. Some of these missions tell you to unify like 4 or 8 kingdoms, which isn't the worst in the world. You know, it's only half of the map. Not too bad. But under the category of unifying the nation, there's a different mission, which is lethal. I counted, there are 10 side stories where you have to conquer all of Ransei with a different warlord. 10 times, bro?
Oh my god! This game is trash!
Conquering Ransei is what you did in the main story. So do that 10 times, 10 different people. Oh my god. Yes, it was easier and faster to do because of all the links you got with previous trainers, but 10 times still? And I'm doing this all for Arceus? Also, check this out. Nobunaga shaved. That's off topic. And I beat the last side story, and there it was. The final story. My story. The actual game. I couldn't believe it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. I actually did it. Dude, how many side missions? Well, it was at least 26. How many side missions did I just do? I'm not recruiting any of you guys, bro. I do not care about any. Okay, well, maybe I don't care about any of you guys. No. No, I should. Okay.
He's a professional simp. That's what simps do.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is it. This is the actual end of the game right here, bro. 5-star rating.
Hey guys, it's me.
And so we begin Pokemon Conquest Part 2, baby. Well, it's not really Part 2. It's just kind of whatever. So after meeting Arceus and giving everyone's kingdoms back to their warlords, Nobunaga entrusted his kingdom to his loyal attendant around Maru to roam around Ransei. And what do you know? He happens to visit me in my kingdom after the warlords happen to show up. I don't know. The other warlords got sick and tired of battling each other and decided to challenge me and Nobunaga because he just happens to be there too. If he wasn't there, it'd just be me. After laughing about it and then saying his name in the third person, the challenge is accepted, and one last time, we are tasked with uniting all of Ransei. At this point, after beating 33 side stories, you probably have warriors everywhere that are strong, so you can have multiple teams conquer kingdoms. I beat this thing in an hour because the main character is really strong and Nobunaga is also really strong. And I found Mewtwo. That's pretty cool. I have no idea how legendaries spawn or if it's triggered by something that I did, but I got Mewtwo. That's cool. I don't know, I just felt like this part of the game was, seeing the grind pay off. Seeing, I don't know, your armies turn this game into easy mode. What? Wait, how is this guy still alive? Did I just read it wrong? Wait, how is this guy still alive?
I'm on your ass.
But after conquering the final kingdom, you and Nobunaga look at the view and, chat for a bit. He talks about how I've shown everyone that we should all strive for big dreams and how we can't restrict ourselves to just Ransei. And what he means by this is to cross the ocean and spread my message. And you know what? That's exactly what I did. I crossed the ocean into a new region and spread the message. Which region, you may ask? Sinnoh, boom. In this game and Pokemon Arceus are now connected. And where is Arceus, bro? I did all of that and I still don't have this alien goat. You know what I did? I looked it up. Okay, I looked it up. I could have gotten Arceus if I got to an 80% link with my Eevee. 80%? I was right there, bro. And no, I wasn't really right there. I wasn't even close. Well, maybe I'll get Arceus another time. But for right now, I think I'm happy where I stopped. I really do like this game. I just did something very stupid and I paid the price for it, obviously. It's a good game. I just wish there was a sequel or another spin-off like it. But judging off how this game did, I find that pretty unlikely. But I mean, with strategy RPGs more popular in recent years, who knows? A Pokemon Conquest 2 might come back. But what do I know? Well, what I do know is that Arceus has ruined my life. But like, this isn't the first time that Arceus did something crazy though. I mean, like, didn't he teleport the protagonist of Pokemon Arceus into the past for no reason? There's something we don't know about Arceus. I'm just saying, like, why would you do that to somebody, bro?